When you think of playing a course such as the Beast, very difficult for 4 rounds, it kind of seems daunting at first, but what it really comes down to is playing each hole moment by moment. It's a cliche, but it really is true. You have to really digest it. Just show up Thursday, whenever your tee time is, put a good practice session in the field, warm up properly, and just take it day by day.
Even though this year they have shortened some of the holes, I feel like still quite a lot of distance is required on some of these shots. But mostly you have to be extremely accurate. Keep the disc in bounds. It's been very windy.
In order to be able to design a major level course, you need to understand the game deeper. And of course the game is changing all the time. So I would say that this particular course is representing kind of not the modern type, like an open field golf course shots, but this is more like that you really need to have an angle control, which is very important. So that's something that I really cherish as a course designer, because it's not about the distance, it's about the accuracy.
I think out here, there's definitely plenty of spots to go out of bounds, and bogeys are going to happen. You're not just going to play perfectly clean every single round, so it's just, not letting things, compound and getting a bogey after you just got a bogey.
Course design is probably one of the things I like the most, because it's almost like an art. You have a piece of property that you can build or design as a golf course, and you really can challenge, and you want to challenge every skill set of the player, and that is especially in place here at the Beast.
It has been 5 days of rounds here at the Beast in Nokia, Finland. 3 rounds of the European Open complete, 1 round of the President's Cup done. Now today the final round is underway, and we will crown another major champion. Welcome back to Tournament Central pregame show. Brian Earhart joined here by Andrew Gum. Calvin Heimberg up 2 strokes on Anthony Barella. Calvin shooting a phenomenal round yesterday. Finishing on kind of a sour note, but still plenty good enough to put yourself in position to take down a major title. What do you expect to see from Calvin?
He looks dead set on getting his first major. I mean, in the interview there, he's not worried about course records, anything like that. He wants to win tournaments, and he wants to win a major as much as anything, right?
Well, let's actually hear that interview where he spoke in depth about how he feels coming into these major championships.
I threw the disc really well today. Really well. I missed a couple circle 1 putts even today, so I putted really well for the most part, minus those 2 misses. I made some circle 2s to make up for it. Had a few out of bounds, but was able to, recover from most of them really well. Really amazing par save on hole 12, but yeah, really great round. Put myself in contention going into tomorrow, and can't ask for more than that.
And you got a share of the course record. How does that feel?
I really don't care that much about a course record. I'm out here to win a tournament.
Well, I have to say, the big thing going for Calvin right now is he's making a lot of circle 2 putts. He's 7 for 13 from circle 2 on the weekend, so 7 putts, putting him ahead of the rest of the pack. I mean, that's solid putting from that range. He's missed a few inside circle 1 that maybe he could have made looking back. But the other big thing that we have to talk about his performance is his scramble rate. He's scrambled very well out here so far. And on this property, you're not going to be in an ideal situation time after time. You're going to find yourself in places that are uncomfortable, that force you to use your intuition. And I expect to see even more of that today, especially with the ground being as soft and wet as it is today.
Yeah, and that shot on 12 yesterday has got to be in the running for Scramble of the Year. I mean, that was just bonkers what he did. Well,
and today he comes in after pretty much a torrential downpour hit us in the afternoon, and the course is now going to play a little bit different. The rollers that he tries to play on maybe hole number 12, not going to be in play as much with the Bud. A lot of players actually going to have to make up for that and change their game plan a little bit. Another player that he's going to have to fight against today is Anthony Barella, who didn't have a great round yesterday, 5 under par effort when he had the lead going into the day. Unfortunately, a lot of players saying, oh, well, they expected him to do that, but I think he's primed and ready to take down a big championship. I think this entire lead card is going to be fascinating to watch. None of these players having a major title.
Yeah, that's so cool to think that in a few hours' time we're going to have a new major champion.
Well, Anthony can very well do it, but he has to press hard today, and there are some holes where players struggle that he has done well on. We have talked to Anthony after his round as well. Hear what he had to say. Let's take a listen.
I mean, those first 11 holes are a toss-up. You could be throwing well and get some bad breaks. But I'm happy with how I handled myself. That was probably the biggest crowd I've ever played in front of, so it was really fun.
What does it feel like to play in front of a big crowd like that?
It's amazing. It's crazy. Like the upshot on 16, I felt so much pressure just looking around and everyone's watching, and then it just makes it more fun when you execute the shot.
Okay, you find yourself in second place, 2 strokes behind the lead, final day at a major. What's the game plan for tomorrow? Just
gonna dial in my throw. That's all I need out here, and just give myself birdie opportunities. I've missed 1 putt in the circle, I think, so far this tournament, so just keep the putter hot and just push and birdie out.
Well, I think if the putter remains hot for Anthony Barella, it's going to be game over for the rest of the field. He's always been one of the best throwers of the disc from a distance standpoint and from a touch standpoint. Something that sticks out to me, approach shot on hole number 3, he threw a putter kind of underneath a low ceiling, late, turned it up to the basket, gave himself an opportunity for a putt. He showcases a full skill set, not just from the power side. The one thing I have to ask you, I mean, he mentioned that he loves playing for a crowd this big, and I mean, is this just a standard thing here in Europe?
Well, this is a special event. The European Open has so much prestige and history involved, so this is exceptional as far as gallery size goes. But there's a lot of enthusiastic disc golf fans here in Finland and in Europe in general, so we do get crowds.
Well, we saw Kristen Tatar this morning tap in her victory putt, and with the rain dumping on her head, we saw rows and rows of spectators with their raincoats, ponchos, and umbrellas out, expecting to be thousands of people here. And there was 3,500 here yesterday. There's expected to be even more coming out today to watch disc golf. With that said, we're going to take a quick commercial break. There are so many more players we have to talk about, one of them being Corey Ellis. We'll see you then.
What's up, guys? I'm here at the European Open, and I want to remind you to go check out the European Open online pro shop to check out some exclusive discs, merchandise, apparel, and so much more. Thank you for supporting the event, and enjoy the show.
A round of disc golf can be long, and if you're playing in a tournament, it can feel like a marathon. This can leave you physically and mentally fatigued by the end when your shots matter most. With space for your discs, water, and even a place to sit, a cart enables you to bring what you need, helping you feel more prepared and energized without carrying the extra weight. This can help you maintain your edge and save you strokes through every round.
Disappointed in the last hole, but I got the first 2 birdies of the day, which was nice on 1 and 2, and then had a little bit of a slow stretch. I parred the next 4 and then got something going, and was kind of off to the races from there.
How does it feel to be on the lead card final day at a major?
Amazing. I am just going to relish the moment, and it's been a dream to be here.
Yeah, so lots of emotions and beautiful moment. What's the game plan going into tomorrow?
Bogey free and play smart, know when to lay up, make your putts, get off the tee. That's the main thing.
Corey Ellis, solo 3rd place going into the final day today. I absolutely love listening to how Corey talks about playing this course. He gives it immense respect, but attacks in the right spots. He only has 2 OB strokes on the entire weekend, which dwarfs Calvin Heimberg's 8 OB strokes that he's taken so far. I love that Corey walks up to certain holes and goes, you know what, I don't need to birdie this one, even though I have all the physical skill set to do so. He knows that 18 under is not something that people are probably going to be shooting out here, so he just wants to get out there, lower his stress levels through his game plan, and he's been putting up consistent numbers, I think, because of that.
Yeah, he's keeping it clean, and I really like what he's doing with the game plan. It seems very smart and like within his element. And yeah, he's still searching for that big win. I mean, what a crazy storyline if it could be on this stage.
Well, and I think this is the day to do it. It's not like they're going up against a leader who has won major titles. Calvin Heimberg has 9 Elite Series wins and no major titles, the most of anybody out there. So Corey can easily put together that 10, 11, 12, 13 under par to take down the victory. And I think the big thing for him is he's going to have to shoot solid, kind of like he did yesterday. But then you get to this back stretch, I'm not sure he's going to get to have the luxury of laying up a putt on 15 like he got to yesterday. I think it was very smart that he did that. Again, this is a very stressful course, and if you can make decisions to lower your stress levels, I think it can only serve you over the long run. Another player that we have to talk about, Kyle Klein, who has fought through a lot. I mean, he's not necessarily had all incredible play, but enough good play to get him to this lead card with an opportunity to take down a victory. What do you expect to see from Kyle out there?
Well, he's super talented. You know, you can always expect some excitement when he's playing. He's got really good skills, and I mean, you can just kind of see how much it means to him. You've seen the way he's reacted when he's made mistakes. Like, it's very frustrating. He's been, handling it pretty well, but you can just feel how much it means to him to get a big win like this.
Oh man, it's going to be electric, and with all the fans, I guarantee you this is going to be the card that people are going to be wanting to follow. Kyle showing tons of emotion out there, good and bad, showing the passion. I mean, 9 under par yesterday. I mean, he made the mistake on 15. That's understandable. The wind in that section of the course is extremely unpredictable, even if it's predictable everywhere else in the course. So Kyle making a couple mistakes. I think it's going to come down to this back stretch. I think a lot of players are going to push hard on the front, take those birdies when they can get them, but then who can score on 15 through 18? We will just have to see. We have a lot more to talk about, but we do have to take a commercial break. We will see you on the other side.
In 40 yards, do not turn left or right. Just drive. You have reached your destination. You are home.
The round was a little bit difficult. I got off to a good start, but I really wasn't releasing the disc very well, in my opinion, today, and found myself off the fairway, kind of struggling, kind of giving up on some of my hard-earned birdies. Felt like a really special round was there, but unfortunately, my bad holes really took away from what could have been. Definitely looking for an 11, 12 under or better tomorrow to have an opportunity. Going to be on chase card, so not going to be under the lead card pressure, so looking at the positives.
Eagle McMahon has 4 strokes between him and Calvin Heimberg. On this course, where we see players shoot 12 under par, we've also seen very good players shoot close to even, so anything can happen out here. And I think he made a valid point in saying the lead card seems to get all of the eyes and all of the cameras and all of the attention. he has nothing to lose at this point. He gets to kind of coast under the radar, which is, we got to say that with a grain of salt because it's Eagle McMahon playing in Europe. But I think he's got that mindset of being the underdog tomorrow, which I think is a little scary.
I think that makes him really dangerous.
Well, another player we have to talk about is a couple of the European players actually on this card. Let's talk about Väinö Mäkelä first. Väinö, kind of Finland's last hope to take down a major championship this week. What have we seen from Väinö, and what do you expect to see from him?
We've seen pretty solid play, but I know he can do even better. He's left some strokes out there. He's had some moments during each round where he's kind of struggled a little bit. So if he can put together the complete full round today and you know, pop off a 13, 14, something like this, which is very possible with his skill set, yeah, Europe is going to be very proud of its first European Open champion.
We'll see. I mean, and again, this is a course where we saw Anthony Barella shoot a 12 under par, and then he went and shot a 5 under par. And this could very easily switch yet again. If the tournament ended after 3 rounds, we would have had a chase card champion in Calvin Heimberg. And the chase card yesterday shredded the course collectively. And another player on that chase card was Ezra Aderhold, who, again, played a solid round. Nothing spectacular, but enough to keep him on the chase card. Ezra plays this course very well. I don't think there's anything he really needs to change in his game plan. The one thing I did see, he started to make those circle 2 putts.
That's going to be really important for him. If he can connect from circle 2 and, you know, keep it clean everywhere else, then he could also put in some really hot score.
Yeah, and I think they're going to have to maybe bank a little bit on the lead card fumbling under the pressure of the thousands of spectators and eyes on them. But we have another player that you have watched extensively on the Euro Tour, Mauri Vilman from Estonia. He is a wildly impressive player, and if you're watching early in the morning in the States right now, you might not have heard of Mauri. Can you enlighten us?
Mauri Vilman is a very special case. I mean, he came into this season with just 1 B-tier win to his name, and then he just went an absolute flames at the beginning of the season. He won the Copenhagen Open. He went on to win in Helsinki. He won the Estonian Open. It was starting to feel like he was completely unbeatable. And then he started to taper off just a little bit as of late. Lauri Lehtinen was able to take 2 wins off him, and but now he put an 11 down yesterday. The skill set is amazing. He seems to have basically showing no emotion or signs of any stress. He's just comfortable out there doing his thing. I mean, if he can put together another round like yesterday and maybe even a couple more strokes, then there's a chance for him to get up on that podium. I think he might be just a little bit out of reach for the win at this point.
Well, an Estonian MPO champion would be phenomenal. The sweep of the tournament, I'm sure so many disc golfers in Estonia are rooting for him. Can you enlighten us on his play style? What does Mauri Vilman look like when he's attacking a course like the Beast?
He looks totally comfortable and at ease, and he throws as far as anybody, really. Like, his forehand's amazing. He can turn the corner on 18 with the forehand. He'll do that regularly. You know, he can throw backhand, you know, really far with total accuracy. Mm-hmm. His putting is lights out. He's just like the complete package player that we just are kind of trying to understand how he got to where he is. Mm-hmm. You know, from like the transformation from last season. It's almost like he's like a superhero now.
Well, it's funny. He learned how to close, clearly, because if you're ever in a position for a player to, quote-unquote, take wins off of you, that means you're doing something right. But like we've said about many of these young European players, I mean, Ani Armonen showing up out of nowhere and completely putting on a display of his skill sets. I think the skill is there for many players, but the closing, the performing under pressure, the clutch situations, and doing everything that you need to do when it matters is what the next level is for a lot of these players. We're going to take a quick commercial break yet again. On the other side, much more disc golf to talk.
What makes the Halal Guys so deliciously different? You might have heard of our famously long cart lines that NYC fans happily stand in. Today, with over 100 plus restaurants across the globe, we are your place to experience authentic American halal. Enjoy our delicious falafel, Euro sandwich, platters, and sides topped with our famously flavorful white and hot sauces. Order online today and taste how we make different so delicious. The Halal Guys, bringing something deliciously different to the table.
One of my favorite memories growing up was a trip I took with my dad to Hawaii. We just got done with a round of disc golf and decided to listen to the Grateful Dead. Without saying anything, we both knew we needed to dance, and that's exactly what we did. Sometimes you just need to stop and enjoy the music.
The 2023 PDGA Masters Disc Golf World Championships just took place recently in Flagstaff, Arizona. Here's a recap of the event, courtesy of our friends at the PDGA.
Welcome to the 2023 PDGA Masters Disc Golf World Championships from beautiful Flagstaff, Arizona. I'm Grant Zeller, and I'm alongside the legend Terry Miller.
I am excited to be here at both the Pro and the AM World. So many competitors, and what a beautiful place for World Championships.
Close to 900 total players here, split almost 50-50 in terms of professionals and amateurs. This is not the first time we have been to Flagstaff for a PDGA major. 20 years ago, we were in the Flagstaff area watching world champions get crowned.
The course was attackable. Plenty of players collecting a lot of birdies out here. What a competitive battle, all very much veterans of the game. It's going to be as tight and competitive as any other event you're going to watch this year. We're talking about some of the legends of the game that have been around for a very long time that have all won big events.
I'd like to present to you the world champion of the 2023 PDGA Masters World Championship, Chris Smith.
George Bodaroga, James Hustis,
Hank Newman,
Juliana Corver,
Mufflash Reneke.
Back to back, Joe Revere.
Welcome back. Just a few more minutes to go before we get out to the ground and watch the final round of the MPO division going off. A couple players that we have to note here. Ezra Robinson, Isaac Robinson's brother, off to a hot start, breaking into the top 10. Great to see him on his first trip out here to Europe. Another player that's popping off, Albert Tom, who kind of put himself in a bit of a hole after round number 3. Let's talk about Albert actually more in depth. He seems to play very well here. What do you think went wrong yesterday?
I don't really know. I was kind of surprised actually when I saw his score. I somehow missed most of the play on that card, but yeah, it must have just unwound at the end is what it seems like from the scorecard.
It just was a little bit of sloppy play from him, and it felt to me like he wasn't getting it done from the short game side. His drives were okay, but today, like we said about Eagle McMahon, he's the underdog. He has nothing to lose, and he has everything to gain. He needs to lead. He needs to continue on with this 7 under par. He needs to rack up a few more birdies if he wants to have an opportunity to jump up maybe a top 5 position. It might be a little bit too far gone to catch up to Calvin Heimberg, but still, Albert Tom having a great day on the disc golf course today alongside of many, many other players in the MPO division. With that said, we are not going to keep you here any longer. We could analyze disc golf all day, but I think it's time to get out there and watch. For Tournament Central, Brian Earhart, Andrew Gum, we'll see you soon.
What's up, guys? I'm out here at the European Open, and I want to remind you all to head over to the European Open online pro shop to check out some exclusive drops such as discs, merchandise, apparel, and much more. Thank you all for supporting the event, and enjoy the show.